Hey, what's up guys, this is DarkArmedDuelist, and today I'm going to be doing a really interesting deck. This is probably one of the most interesting decks I have ever created in my life. So, I made Shaddoll Lightsworn Guardragons. This deck is really interesting and can do all sorts of different crazy stuff, and I'm still working on it. Like, there's still room for improvement, but it's really consistent as it is. But there's just a couple of different combos I still want to implement into the deck, but it's really good right now. So I wanted to deck profile it. I probably will do an update of it sooner than later because it's a good deck and it's fun, and I'm doing all sorts of different Shaddoll variants on my channel, as you guys know. But let's get straight on this. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell down there so you can become part of the notification squad, and let's get straight onto this. And I think she is going to come back to 3 on this next list. So, this is a 50-card variant of Shaddoll Guardragon Lightsworn. So, we're going to be playing 3 copies of Judgment Dragon. I feel like you need 3 copies of Judgment Dragon in any Lightsworn deck. I think you're crazy if you don't. Because just by having 4 Lightsworn monsters with different names in your graveyard, you can special summon this card, pay 1,000 life points, and then absolutely destroy everything on the board except it. You need to play 3 copies of Wolf, because Wolf was sent to the graveyard. You can special summon this card from your graveyard. 3 copies of Raiden. Raiden's kind of like the tuner of the deck for the Lightsworns. Also a good rank 4 monster just to summon your copy of, what's her name? Minerva. To summon Minerva. And then you play 1 copy of Lila. I just play 1 copy of Lila to kind of pop or bounce the, to kind of bounce my opponent's spells and traps and to get rid of them. So that's the big reason I play Lila. 1 copy of Felice. You play Felice just to have another name, and when it's sent to the graveyard, it special summons itself. You can send the top 3 cards of your deck to the grave, and then destroy a card after you send her to the grave. So, and then the final Lightsworn, I'm playing 3 copies of Lumina. You can play the 3 copies of Lumina because she special summons back any of your Lightsworn monsters. I know that's not a lot of names in the main deck, but you also have to remember you have Curious and Minerva and Michael in the extra deck as well. So you have 3 additional names that you're going to be making. So you have Wolf, which is 1, Raiden, Lila, Felice, Lumina, which is 5, plus you also have in your extra deck Minerva. You have 8 total in all. Then for my Shaddoll engine, I'm going to be playing 1 copy of Beast just to get extra draw power, 1 copy of Dragon to pop back row, 3 copies of Squimata to pop monsters when it's flip face up, and also to Foolish Burial my other Shaddoll monsters just to get additional effects off. 1 copy of Hedgehog to add anything that I will need to add when I need to add it. Because if it's flipped, you get to add a Shaddoll spell or trap, and when it's sent to the grave by a card effect, you can add a Shaddoll monster. And then 1 copy of Falco. Falco, when it's sent to grave, you can just special summon it back and face down defense. And if it's flip face up, you can special summon a Shaddoll monster. So that's really important to the deck. So that's it for the Lightsworns and the Shaddolls. I feel like this is the perfect lineup for them, in my opinion. I probably am not going to change anything here in the deck. If I do change anything in the deck, but that will not change, is that particular lineup. I feel like it's perfect as it is. So for the kind of Guard Dragon-ish part of the deck, I play 1 copy of Chaos Dragon Levenair. This card benefits off of it. This is kind of like Chaos Dragon version, I guess. So it's like Chaos Dragon Lightsworn, I guess Chaos Dragon Lightsworn Shaddolls, I guess you'd call it. I don't know. But 1 copy of Chaos Dragon Levenair because it benefits off having lights and darks. Your darks are your Shaddolls, and your lights are your Lightsworn, so you can banish the ones that you don't need the extra copies of. 1 copy of Chaos Emperor Dragon because it's recently been put at 1. I never thought I was going to get to say Chaos Emperor Dragon and El Shaddoll Construct and Judgment Dragon and Blackluster Soldier and your boy DarkArmedDragon for DarkArmedDuelist in 1 deck. So the reason I play DarkArmedDragon is because I am DarkArmedDuelist, so you got to play it. So you guys got to give me a like, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you can become part of the notification squad, because we're playing DarkArmedDragon in a Lightsworn deck, I know, or Chaos Sworn deck. So what this does basically for the deck is it's really easy to actually summon DarkArmedDragon in this deck because there's so many cards that banish light and dark monsters from the graveyard that you can control how many dark monsters you have in the graveyard at one given time to summon him. So it's really consistent. We play 3 copies of Black Dragon Collapse Serpent and 3 copies of White Dragon Wyvern Buster. The reason you play these 3 is because, or these 6, is because by playing these, they let you go into a Garpain, which is the main one that I play for the Guard Dragon to be able to summon Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. Then we play 2 copies of Eclipse Wyvern. Because the Eclipse Wyverns help us out a lot, being able to search Judgment Dragon, Chaos Emperor Dragon, Chaos Dragon Levenair, and Dark Arm Dragon, because it lets us search either a level 7 or higher Light or Dark Dragon monster from our deck. So that's extremely important. I did not actually play Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon because I'm not playing the 2 rank 1 Guard Dragons because I didn't actually have the room. I didn't have enough room with all the other stuff in my extra deck to summon them and to summon everything else. So I dropped them and put some other interesting stuff in the deck, which I'll show you. Trust me, it works. You don't really need them, you just need a Garpain. Just saying. 2 copies of Blackluster Soldier. Blackluster Soldier is here because light and dark targets, special summons him. 1 copy of Zaphros the Elite. Zaphros the Elite just bounces stuff back to hand. I can special summon him. He's a good rank 4 fodder to summon Minerva. That's the main reason I use him. 2 copies of Goblinberg. Same thing. I just summon this and then summon out Wolves that are dead in my hand or Felice that's dead in my hand to be able to overlay to make a Garpain, or not Garpain, but Minerva and stuff like that. And then 1 copy of Glow Bulb just to make, you know, synchro plays if I need to make synchro plays. So that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. So the monsters, like, you get to play every Chaos card in this deck. Like, how can you not enjoy that? Like, that's so much fun to play all the Chaos cards. 1 copy of Foolish Burial to send the exact card I need to the graveyard when I need it. 3 copies of Charge of the Light Brigade. It mills 3 off the top of the deck. I usually hit like a Wolf or a Felice in that 1 hit. And I'll get like multiple Lightsworns in the grave, so it makes Judgment Dragon live, or Shaddolls and stuff like that. 3 copies of Solar Recharge is basically the draw power of the deck, so you play 3 copies of it as well, just to kind of get you some more draw power. 3 copies of Shaddoll Fusion. You don't play 3 copies of El Shaddoll Fusion. The Shaddoll Fusion is really interesting because it lets you fusion summon from deck if your opponent controls a monster that's special summon from the extra deck, which is cool because you can send monsters from your main deck to the grave. And then 2 copies of El Shaddoll Fusion. The El Shaddoll Fusions in here just kind of let you fusion summon quickly onto your side of the field what you need, like Winda. Like, usually I'll summon Winda on my opponent's turn, or on my first turn, to stop my opponent from special summoning all that much. And then on my turn, I'll use that same Winda to make Construct. So I have, it's kind of like you flipping from a sword to a shield. You stop your opponent from special summoning, then you make Construct and you swing at your opponent. Like, that's the big play. So that's it for the main deck. I mean, I know that was 50 cards that I just breezed through. But I mean, that's how you play the deck. You mill a bunch, and then you special summon like Construct, Agarpain, Yugioh, stuff like that, and then you just go ham. So for the extra deck, we're going to be playing 1 copy of Construct, because we only have 1 copy of Construct. I probably wouldn't play her any more than 2 if she was at 3 in this deck, because you just don't need more than maybe 1 or 2. I'd play 2 copies of Winda. Winda is just a really good card to play in the deck because it prevents your opponent from special summoning, and you from special summoning more than once per turn, and she can't be destroyed by an opponent's card effect, which is pretty cool. 1 copy of Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. This card's extremely easy to make in the deck, even without... You can only make it with Borreload Savage Dragon if it doesn't have any counters, because that's the only monster that I play. That's a Dark Dragon Synchro monster, and Glow Bulb, but I don't usually make this anyways, because I'm going to make, what's it called, over it. I'm going to make, oh my goodness, I'm going to make it with a Garpain all the time. So, like, that's the big play that you're going to be doing with it. Then I play 1 copy of Crystal Wing, because this one is actually pretty easy to summon off of Michael, and to summon off of your Agarpain as well. 1 copy of Borreload Savage Dragon. This one's extremely easy because it's generic to summon. Probably one of the easiest ones in the extra deck to summon, because for negates. 1 copy of Michael Arclight Lightsworn. This one is extremely easy to summon because all you have to do is summon Lumina, discard a card, and have a Raiden engrave, or have another Lightsworn engrave, send a Raiden from hand, and then special summon it mill 2, synchro into Michael. And then if you have Glow Up Bulb in the grave, you can special summon Glow Up Bulb, banish a card from your opponent's side of the field, synchro this together with your Glow Bulb, and then make Borreload Savage Dragon. So it's really easy to do that. It's just really easy combos that you can make all these big monsters. Then 1 copy of Trishula, because if you have Glow Bulb plus 2 level 4 monsters like a Collapse Serpent and a Wyvern Buster on the field, it's really easy to make Trishula, and why wouldn't you make Trishula? 2 copies of Minerva, because Minerva is the best card in the deck, because it mills 3 and it does all sorts of shenanigans. 1 copy of Hope Harboring Dragon, Titanic Galaxy. We play BLS, and we play Chaos Emperor Dragon, and we play Levenair and Judgment Dragon. Like, I can afford to sacrifice one of those to make a spell negation on my opponent's turn. So I play this just to overlay those just in case, because like they're all dead on my opponent's turn. So they're just kind of sitting there. So I have Hope Harboring Dragon, Titanic Galaxy to protect my field if I need to. I mean, I know that's a little crazy to overlay 2 3K beaters for Hope Harboring, but you know, for the negation, it's worth it. For the Link monsters, I play 1 Curious. Curious is here because it's the best Link monster in the extra deck. It's like Lavalval Chain. It sends, if this card's Link Summon, you get to send a card from your deck to the grave. So it can send a particular Lightsworn you need to the grave, or Glow Up Bulb, or whatever you need to the grave for whatever play you need. Or if you're like 1 card short for DarkArmedDragon, which I have been before, I send like a Dark Shaddoll. Trigger the Shaddoll effect, like, I don't know, trigger Hedgehog, add a Shaddoll from my deck to my hand, and then special summon Dark Arm, start banishing them from grave, and then I have like multiple pops. So Curious does so much for the deck. Sword Yugioh, because it's really, really easy to summon Sword Yugioh in this deck, because everything is a different name just about. Borreload, or Boral Savage, or Boral Sword Dragon. Boral Sword Dragon OTKs like crazy, and 1 Agarpain. So that's it for the deck, guys. The reason I play Agarpain and I don't play the other 2 is because I didn't have the room to play the other ones. Like, I don't know what I could possibly drop in the extra deck to play the other 2 Link monsters. And plus, I played a 50 card variant instead of a 60 card variant, and I didn't want to focus completely on Guard Dragons, so this is just kind of like an added extra, I guess, to the deck. So anyways, guys, this is DarkArmedDuelist. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think of this deck down in the comments down below. I really enjoy playing this deck just as it is. It's a super, super fun deck, but tell me what your suggestions are, how I can improve this deck. Because the nice thing about Chaos Sworn and playing like different variants of Lightsworns and Shaddolls and stuff like that is it's constantly changing. Like, you could play, I could have played Destrudo. I didn't put Destrudo in here because I didn't want to give up half my life points, and I didn't focus more on the Guard Dragons. I focus more on Shaddolls and Lightsworns, but with a mild Guard Dragon deck profile. I didn't put in Red Eyes Darkness Metal like I could have, because I didn't want to focus more on the Guard Dragons. But there's just so many different ways that you can go with this deck. So tell me what you think down in the comments down below. If I should focus more on Guard Dragons, more on Lightsworns, more on the Chaos aspect. Tell me what you guys think. I really appreciate all the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Hit the bell down there so you can come over to Notification Squad, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See you around, guys.